Hello, I'm Mario Fanatic64, and welcome to this special direct dedicated to Super Mario Endless Earth. Today I'm going to be giving you the final info dump before the release of the hack. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Super Mario Endless Earth is my fifth and final hack of New Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo DS. It's an experimental, open-world 2D Mario game. From the get-go, you can travel essentially anywhere. The amount of content that is immediately available is larger than the entirety of most, if not every 2D Mario game before it. Imagine every single level from New Super Mario Bros., but combined into one. The world contains power stars, which are a reward for curiosity and exploration as you set out for your true goal. Super Mario Endless Earth has 8 sequential missions. In each mission, your goal is to search the world for one of Bowser's fortresses. Once you enter a fortress, the level design becomes linear, but there are multiple routes to the end. Reaching the end of the fortress, you encounter a boss-like event. If you can survive that, you'll find your true goal, a star shard.
Don't worry, I'm going to talk about those later.
You can think of each mission as Endless Earth's replacement for the concept of worlds in previous 2D Mario games. Since the world is open, there's no set path to get to the fortress, so you can get there any way you like. And since you can take multiple routes through the fortresses, you can get a completely different experience with each playthrough. And there's a wealth of unique environment themes. There are 20 environment types in the open world, and each fortress has its own unique theme, giving the game 28 different environments in all, and there's even more music.
Again, I'll elaborate on the music later in the presentation.
This hack has been a concept of mine since around 2013 and been in active development since the start of 2014. Over time, I've watched it develop and improve as advancements in New Super Mario Bros. Hacking occur, and I can honestly say that this is my magnum opus. I've never worked on a hack for this long before, and I've never done something as game-changing as this hack before. Something that changed midway through development was the idea to give Luigi his own variation of the hack, titled Super Luigi Endless Earth. The original concept would mirror flip the entire world and retexture all the graphics and add a completely different soundtrack. But I came to the conclusion that the game couldn't be mirror flipped, as many objects and sprites in the game could only work from one side, and it would require that I basically remake the entire world. Instead, I resorted to keeping the overworld the same, but rearranging the placement of power stars and adding new fortresses, in addition to the new graphics and music.
But now...
I regret to inform that due to personal restraints, Luigi has been removed from Endless Earth entirely. Nah, just kidding. I decided that giving Luigi his own game would be too much work, and it would be difficult to maintain multiple versions of the same game. So Luigi's been re-added to the base game. Luigi's got his higher jump, but reduced traction like he usually does, so perhaps he'll be better at finding secrets than Mario? You can select Luigi as always by holding the L and R buttons on the file select screen of the game.
But there's one little thing I'd like to mention about Luigi.
At this point in the game's development, with major story points and whatnot, that Mario remains the focal character of the game, even if you're playing as Luigi. Mario stars in all the cutscenes, and NPCs will still think you're Mario. Sorry, Luigi.
Perhaps one day, if Endless Earth does well, I can update the game to give Luigi his own proper story, as I intended it to. But for now, I'm afraid it's not on my to-do list. Sorry, Luigi. Whew, that was a long introduction. Longer than I was planning anyway. But now that we're done with that, let's go over some of the contents of the release pack.
When Super Mario Endless Earth is released, you'll be able to download it in a zip file. This file will contain an X-Delta patch for the hack and X-Delta UI, a program used to patch your ROM. you will need to download a copy of the correct New Super Mario Bros. ROM and patch it on a PC before doing anything else. There are instructions on how to patch the file contained in the zip.
By the way, you should probably read that instruction manual. I mean, it's got some important information. I mean, why else will I include it?
Your original New Super Mario Bros. ROM should be 32 megabytes in size. Really, the ROM is only about 19 megabytes large, but there's plenty of blank space for the patch file to be added to it. Once you've patched your ROM, it should be 107 megabytes large.
In fact, it's not even comparable!
And that's essentially all you'll need. You can put the ROM on a compatible flash cart and play it on a real DS or 3DS console, but you can also play it on an emulator for PC, Android, and the like. Now, you might be wondering about the overworld map, and you'd be right to ask about it. With a world as big as Endless Earth, people are going to want a reference map so they don't get lost or frustrated while trying to enjoy themselves. I've made a complete map for this circumstance, but on the other hand, as the developer of this game, I feel like it would be a real shame to have the players staring at this map as a guide when they should be exploring and learning the lay of the land by themselves. So this is what I've come up with. The Explorer's Chart is a community-led map of the Endless Earth that anybody can contribute to. The map will start out containing only the starting area, and I'll leave it up to contributors to add to the map on their own and develop it as more discoveries are made. I hope that this idea will bring a community of players together to discover the game for themselves, while giving their explorer friends a helping hand with areas that they've already explored. And they'll be able to view every update from their PC or smartphone with the official Discord server for Super Mario Endless Earth. This is going to be the go-to hub of the Endless Earth community. Here, people can discuss the game, strategies, fortress locations, power stars, best routes and the like. The Explorer's Charts will be hosted here, and this will also be the best place to post bug reports, check for hack updates, and check compatibility with your emulator, flashcard, device, you name it.
Please be advised that because this game uses so many unintended tricks and glitches from the New Super Mario Bros. ROM, that some unintended side effects may occur during gameplay. Such as when I was testing this on my 3DS flashcard, I had this one bug where there was 3 specific question blocks in the first fortress of the game that would crash the game if you hit it, although this worked perfectly fine on emulator and other things I tried. So just take note that there could be some compatibility issues with your device, the way you want to play it. Sorry about that if it does happen, but for now I recommend playing it on an emulator. It's definitely the most stable way to play the game, at least until we've figured out all the kinks.
Super Mario Endless Earth has a wealth of classic and original music to enjoy as you play the game. Some of it used, some unused. So far, I've released a portion of Endless Earth's soundtrack on my YouTube channel. I intend to release the entire soundtrack as one full video, while also including select unused music that you've never heard before. Some of it was removed from Super Mario Endless Earth. Some of them were just test tracks that were never intended to appear in the final game, and other tracks are also unused from Super Luigi Endless Earth. I hope you'll enjoy listening to the unused tracks, as some of them are among my favourites, and it would be a shame for them to never see the light of day. As I've talked about before, Super Mario Endless Earth has its own fully scripted story. For many years, I've been trying to incorporate a story into my hacks. In New Super Mario Bros. 5 Clone Tag Team, I used a password system for people to open up zip files containing written parts of the story in a text format. For Clone Tag Team 2, I wanted a more visual method of storytelling, so I uploaded it in a slide-based format on my YouTube channel for people to watch if they wanted to do so. Super Mario Endless Earth has an evolution of that format. When starting a new file, you'll be able to watch the beginning of the story play before you jump into the gameplay. Of course, if you're not interested, you can always just skip the cutscene by pressing the start button. After beating the game, there's an ending sequence that also contains the game's credits. The story involves Mario traveling to Endless Earth, a celestial world hidden within the stars themselves, to stop Bowser from using the power of the Eternal Star. Yes, that Eternal Star. I worked hard on the story, and it contains some deep personal themes relating to it being my final hack, dealing with loss, and some personal ideologies of mine. At the end of the day, this is my interpretation of the end of Mario's story, and I hope people will enjoy that for what it is.
Whew, well, here we are then. We are reaching the end of the presentation. So I suppose there's one final thing you want me to talk about. The release date. Well, there's still one or two things that I need to make sure of before I can feel confident in releasing Super Mario Endless Earth. But before I end this presentation, allow me to present to you one final hype trailer for Super Mario Endless Earth. Enjoy! Well, what are you waiting for? While that trailer was playing, I officially submitted Super Mario Endless Earth to romhacking.net, and in the meantime I posted a temporary download link to the game in the live chat, which is there or however you're seeing it. Yeah, go ahead and download that. The link to the Discord server will be posted soon. It's also included in the instruction manual. You'll see that if you actually read it. But other than that, the OST will be coming up tomorrow, and that's all I really got to say. The game is out, everybody. My hack is finally out. It took me 5 years, but it's out. So that is the honest end to this presentation. Thank you for watching my special Super Mario Endless Earth Direct. I'm Mario Fanatic 64. Until next time, see ya.